Hey everyone, I hope you guys are good. As you guys know, I recently took a trip to the Kruger National Park and I was fortunate enough to try the Sony A7v. This is a 33 megapixel camera. It's a full frame camera with a partially stacked sensor, which means it reads data faster than a standard sensor without losing image quality or dynamic range. It's a hybrid, so great for photos and videos. It has the flip out screen, which is nice, you know, when you're shooting at different angles. It comes in really handy when you are out in the wild. It can shoot up to 30 frames per second and it doesn't black out. So that is really great because you're always seeing your subject on the viewfinder. A feature that I really love on the A7v is the pre-capture. I have used the pre-capture before on the A9 Mark III, but it's great to play around with it again. This is such a great feature because, you know, you're shooting a subject, sometimes you feel like, you know, you can see what's gonna happen and you miss the shot. And with the pre-capture, you don't really have to worry about that because it takes shots just before you hit the shutter button. I had incidents in the Kruger with birds where I thought I missed the shot because I was a bit slow. And then I looked back at the photos that I've taken and thankfully the pre-capture was on and I managed to capture that moment. So that's one of my favorite features that the A7v has. The camera has advanced real-time eye autofocus that is driven by AI. It detects and can track humans, animals, birds, insects, but also, you know, your cars, trains, and aeroplanes. So it's just about what type of photographer you are. I focused on the animal and bird, and what I like is that you have an option where it can track and detect animal and bird, so I don't have to keep swapping it around. You know, sometimes when you're driving around, you see an animal and you photograph, and then you go to the next thing and it's a bird and it tracks the bird, so you don't have to keep changing it. So that was a nice feature to play around with. It just made life so much simpler, and that with also the autofocusing, I mean, it is sharp. Like, your subject is in focus, whether it's moving around or jumping around, it is tracking and keeping the subject in focus, both for photo and video. So that made my life a hell of a lot simpler while I was shooting in the bush. So overall, I enjoyed using the A7v. It was great experiencing it in the wild. You know, pre-capture, the autofocusing, the tracking system, those were my focuses, and I had a fun time using all those features. It made my life so much more simpler. So if you guys have used it, let me know what you think about the A7v. If you haven't used it, do you think it's a camera that, you know, could work for you, and would you give it a go? But yeah, that's me on my side, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.